Yo, what's up YouTube? Now that we're well into season 1 and I've had some time to level myself up, which full disclaimer, I'm not as high as I'd like to be, nor even close to where some others have progressed. This is mainly due to a few reasons. My power went out a few hours after season 1 came online, putting me behind the curve, which sucked a lot. But I wanted to get this video out for you guys since there's been a few changes to my strategy as I leveled from 1 to 25, mainly what I did and where I went. For starters, in my last video I told you guys to get your hands on the Blade Dancers aspect as soon as possible, and so after a bit of wandering around, looking at some of the new seasonal content, and doing a few open world events, I realized all the dungeons and open world areas in the game are now scaled to your respective level. Meaning, I was able to go straight away and get the Twisting Blades aspect from the Gelos Vigil dungeon in Scosglen. Once I completed the dungeon required to obtain said Blade Dancers aspect, I TP'd back to town and cleared my inventory. I will note, even though we unlock the aspect, you won't actually be able to immediately use it, as you'll need a few veiled crystals to imprint it onto your weapon, and this will take you till around level 15 to 20. As long as you're salvaging your rare items, that is, but it's good to get this out of the way, regardless. At this point though, I had managed to progress up to level 10 already. I noticed there was about to be a Legion event spawning outside of Saragar, so I went ahead and hit this as I knew it would be a good source of experience. After clearing my inventory and getting my bearings once again, I made my decision that running dungeons would be the best way to level up. Now, a bit of an oversight, I ended up running around like a chicken with my head cut off for a while, trying to figure out where the best XP was. But by the time I had an inclination to run something like Blind Burrows on repeat, I had progressed far enough to get my rogue specialization, so I headed over to get that done. For everyone wondering what they should be doing leveling from 1 to 20 though, I would say run something like Blind Burrows on repeat, get your specialization done, and then look for any build defining aspects you want from the Codex of Power. In my case, this was the Blade Dancers aspect, however, I acquired it very early on, so I didn't have to worry about it too much. After once again clearing my inventory and giving all the seasonal challenges a good look over, I headed out in order to pick up a few waypoints and do some open world events to help me get through my progression. Going back to Kiovashad, my friend had enough overgrowths in order to invoke malignant enemies within the new seasonal malignant tunnels, so I teleported over him to check that out, as you can see here on screen. Now right around this time is when my power went out. This kept me from progressing any further. If you look and notice in the timestamps on the top right, I was offline for more than 6 hours, which like I said put me massively behind when compared to others. When I was finally able to get back on though, I knew I had to buckle down and burn rubber if I wanted to keep up with everybody else at this point, so I immediately started where I left off, making progress in the open world, picking up a few waypoints, running into an open world event and farming it for some XP along the way. Fatigue started to set in at this point, so I had to take a 30-minute break in order to refresh myself, but also grab a quick bite to eat. Loading back in, I put the pedal to the floor and started flying. I ran straight out of Kiovashad, hitting only an open world event, as I believe these are very good XP, and also throw in some decent items as well as a few obels to trade at the vendor. Moving on though, I went to the Core Dragon dungeon and cleared it, as at the time I just wanted to run any dungeon in order to get as much XP as possible, and it was right there. Going back to Kiovashad, this is where I realized I could have been running Blind Burrows this entire time. So I jump over and run to it, hopping in and essentially running this on repeat until I hit level 24. At this point I run over to Renegade's Retreat in order to pick up the aspect of corruption, as it will be crucial to the build going into mid to end game. After completing it, I noticed a Shav of the Pestilent was online. Despite being 10 levels under leveled, I still went just to see what we were capable of, and it might have taken some time, but we did succeed in bringing the beast down. I had to go back to town and clear my inventory once more. Once I got that taken care of, I started utilizing the Temple of Rot strategy. Basically, all you want to do here is make your way over to the Temple of Rot, located at the southwestern side of Dry Steppes, and clear the stronghold as usual. Now, since strongholds start out at level 30 plus, you're going to want to be at least level 20 before starting this strategy in my opinion, but doing so you'll be taking advantage of the XP system, as you do get boosted XP for enemies higher level than you by up to 10 levels. With that being said, I've found this to be the most efficient method of leveling, so I've been running it since level 25 and plan on running it till I'm able to get into World Tier 3 by completing the level 50 capstone dungeon. But continuing this strategy, going back, killing all the mobs, and specifically the elites. If you need any potions, you can untie survivors or turn bodies here. You'll want to just go ahead and teleport over this ledge right here, just to save a bit of time and gain some efficiency. You do have other options besides this strategy. For example, you can run the PvP zone, but that can get a bit sweaty, and you can also run normal dungeons. However, those don't give you as much XP and are also significantly more time consuming, meaning they aren't as efficient. Like I said, I have been and will continue to run this strat until I get close enough to level 50 in order to complete that first capstone dungeon, taking me into World Tier 3, which upon doing so will change up the way we're progressing and the options we have at hand to do so. But this was specifically a little guide on what to do in your progression from levels 1 to 25, so I'll be covering all that you need to know about levels 50 to 100 in my next video. So stay tuned for that. And also, as always guys, if you want to stay updated with strategies like these, other guides, and everything Diablo 4, don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoyed the video or if it helped out in any way, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And drop any questions or feedback you might have down in the comment section. Thanks for watching guys, and peace out.